Mark had done some work in government. Done a few months of work in government. And one of the really cool things people don't know is that they have a whole team of folks set up to help you deal with federal bureaucracy and just the ins and outs of government and how you get things fixed. So Amy Harrison from Dan Crenshaw's office is Director of Constituent Services for them. And she's been gracious enough to come on and tell us a little bit about what they do and, some of the things that you don't realize they can do to help you. And here's Amy.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. He kind of gave the beginning of my spiel here, but that's okay. So I have 12 years. I worked for Congressman Ted Poe for 10 years before working for Congressman Crenshaw. So I'm over 12 years now doing constituent services. And whenever I'm out and about and people ask me what I do, and I say, well, I handle constituent services, their eyes kind of glaze over. They have no idea what it is. So thank you for allowing me to share this, and then you guys can spread the word. The more people that know, they can reach out and help. So members of Congress and their staff, we provide a wide range, of information and services to constituents. It includes government benefits, services, opportunities, as well, and mostly with problems that arise with federal agencies, and we help liaison between the agencies and the constituents. So in that it's typically casework. So constituent services is casework. That's where you may come across a problem with a federal agency, and we have liaisons. If it's a federal agency, there's someone in that agency that we can reach out to help you try to resolve that issue. Unfortunately, we can't always guarantee a favorable response, but we can at least get you an answer. It may clear up some questions that you may have. So what can we submit inquiries on? It's only federal agencies. A lot of times we get calls from people that they don't know the difference, or they don't understand that it's a state agency and not a federal. So we respectfully refer them. Same with city or county issues. We do try to help and give them as much information as we have, but we can only assist with federal agencies, as well as the individuals that we assist. We can only assist those who reside within our congressional district. And we can help if someone's not sure who their member is, we help look that up and give them the appropriate person's name. And even we'll reach out to that office and say, hey, your constituent called me. Can you reach out to them? They're having this issue. So we try to help as much as we possibly can. Examples of those agencies are, I have typed up a couple of them over here, so excuse me for looking away. U.S.C. right now, the IRS and Social Security, Department of State. We're having a lot of passport inquiries. So many of these agencies are working, like many of us, with limited staff. So it's causing a backlog. And that backlog, when you have an emergency, you don't have the time to wait for them to get to your application or whatever your issue is. So we can reach out and say, hey, can you expedite that? They'll pull that file, put it to the top. They'll flag it as congressional interest, and they can sometimes within a week get a response or resolve the issue. So we've been very busy. We have not had a time where we have not been working. And thankfully we have been able to, with COVID, been able to work remotely. So we have the capability of doing that if need, but I'm in the office working here. A couple of other issues at post office, Veterans Affairs, Medicare. I mean, if it's a federal agency, we can help with it. So how we help is, there's always a form. Everything requires a form, especially with the federal government. So because of privacy laws, we have to have written consent from the individual that's requesting that assistance. So you have to fill out a form. It's on our website. You can call, I can email it to you, I can mail it to you. We try to work with you as much as possible. Get that form to you, you fill it out, just write a statement, provide any supporting evidence that'll help your request, especially if it's an expedite request. You'll have to show why they should approve your expedite request and put your request above somebody else's. So they do require that. but we'll submit that written consent to the agency. They'll review it and they'll get a response back to us as quickly as possible. There's no set time frame, unfortunately, and it varies on the agency. IRS is a little slower. USCIS is pretty quick to respond. Department of State's pretty quick to respond. But it keeps us busy. But do you guys have any questions for me on, I'm looking to see if I missed anything on my notes here.
I have one.
Yes.
So a friend of mine works for a business that I believe is in district. And if it's not, I'll send them to the right place.
Okay.
They were under consideration to get a Navy contract to manufacture products for the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
That's something where they could call and say, hey, can you guys help us with a nudge? Or can you guys just say, hey, this is someone in my district?
Yeah. So absolutely. We can contact the DOD, and if they have, say, an application number or something, they can put that on that form. We can send that to the DOD and say they submitted this application. They haven't been getting responses. They want to know what the status is. If there's any way you can push this forward, or what are you waiting on? Sometimes there's been a miscommunication. They've asked for additional evidence that the person didn't realize they're waiting on that. So we can help, alleviate whatever those questions are, bridge that gap, and get them the information that they need so they can move to the next step in that contract.
Okay.
It's not a recommendation to approve the contract, but it'll help at least get a response to them, let them know where they are in processing it.
Okay. Well, if you're asking questions about the process, does that give a little nudge that, hey, we like these people?
I can't say how they would take that. I mean, they take it as a request from the congressman. There's somebody in our district that's interested in it, but we don't ever do the recommendation. Hey, we strongly encourage you to support this. Ethics strictly prohibits that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have another question, John.
Yeah, I think to remember you. Didn't you work up in Ted Poe's office in Kingwood?
I did, yes, sir.
And you actually was helping us. My wife and I was applying for U.S. citizenship a few years back, and my application that went straight through, and there was no problems.
Oh, that's awesome.
Paperwork suddenly disappeared.
Oh.
And quite a while we didn't have any response from immigration. And I wrote to Ted Poe and asked for some assistance. And I believe it was you that responded. And within a very short time, we got a call from the head of U.S. immigration in Houston, telling my wife if she would like an appointment with her in the next couple of hours, she could arrange it. And we did it for the following day. And my wife's application was approved in no time. And she got citizenship the day before the previous general election. So
she was able to vote.
Obviously, thankful that she's very efficient.
That's great. I love hearing those success stories. I don't always get those final responses that they hear that they've gone through. They'll send me the response saying that an interview's been scheduled, and that's usually the end of it. I don't always get to hear back from the people that have actually been able to get those results. That's great. I'm happy. Congratulations to your wife. That's a huge milestone.
We just lived down the road from your office, so we were close to it.
Yeah, that's so great.
Any other questions?
So one thing I didn't think to mention, and I should have, is with COVID, with the CARES Act and the new bill, there's the SBA, the EIDL, the PPP. If any of you have submitted, or any of the other business owners that you guys know have submitted applications, it's still pending. You need clarification on something with it. SBA is federal as well. We can reach out. We've been working very closely with them, helping people either there's been, sometimes it's the social security number was wrong, or the EIN number was wrong. So just simple things that caused their applications to be put on hold because it had incorrect data. We had one where the business owner, they had the social security wrong for the business owner. And so they thought it was a case of identity theft, and it was a fraudulent application, which it wasn't. So we were able to help get the information to them to resolve that, which helped them get their loan in time so that they didn't have to close their business. So it's any number of things can happen, and you won't know by just calling the customer service number. And sometimes they'll tell us, well, this is the issue, but we can't tell the constituent that, because then they'll know what the issue is. And if it is a case of fraud, then you're helping them with that fraud. So we have to be very careful with that, but somehow get the correct information to the agency. So we can help with the SBA and FEMA. If it's a federal agency, that's what we're here to do, to try to help resolve those issues. And like Dan said, many people have no idea that they can contact their congressman or their senator to help with that. And we work closely with our state representatives as well on issues that overlap, like Medicaid and Medicare overlap some. Sometimes people with passport issues, if there's a hold with the IRS, we can help find out what it is. If the hold should have been cleared already, we can help get that cleared so they can get their passports. Sometimes if it was a debt with child support that had already been paid, but the system wasn't cleared, we can work with the state reps so that they can help get with the child support division with the state, get that cleared up so that the State Department can do. So we do work closely with our colleagues with the state as well. I could talk for a really long time about the types of cases that we get, but I'm just happy to share this information with you guys so you know, and you can share it to have people contact us and we can help.
Amy, we did have one more question, Vanu.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not a question as much as to tell you guys that Amy helped me last year with Elsie's passport. You know, her passport had expired or about to expire, so we had filled out the form for renewal just as COVID hit, and then it was just like a black hole. We had no idea what happened to that application, and there was no way of contacting anybody to even find out where it was. So we waited the prescribed amount of time and doubled it and waited some more, and nothing ever happened. And we had no way of knowing what happened if it got lost. So we called Amy, and Amy was able to get hold of the State Department folks, and within 24 hours, I had a notification from the State Department that they were working on it, and then a couple of days later, the passport shows up. So it was remarkable.
The State Department has been great, and because they don't have a lot of staff in their offices right now because of COVID. They went from, I think the Houston office typically has 95 people working in it, and they had 5. So if it drastically lowered the productivity. And so when we get these requests, especially if you have imminent travel, we can just send them your itinerary with this authorization form, and they'll pull it and they'll expedite it for you. They've been really, the National Passport Center has been amazing with us. They make us look good. They do all the work, make us look good.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, Amy, all of this is wonderful to know, because it seems as though you have the ability to, at times, be our contact person and help us, unlock the mysteries of the universe, so to speak.
No. The worst thing that I have to tell people is, I wish you had contacted me sooner. I may have been able to help you then. But
Exactly.
and many times people, they try to resolve the issue on their own. I don't want to worry with this. It seems trivial. But essentially, if you had called me sooner or contacted me sooner, I could have helped you. You could have got a response sooner. There's so many things. So I just say, if you think it's an issue with the federal government, contact us. We will reach out to them. Why wait? It's so hard to get in touch with somebody right now. So contact us. We can, I'm kidding. I will absolutely. I didn't think to do that. Sheila, I am putting my contact information now. It's amy.harrison@mail.house.gov. And the website is crenshaw.house.gov. Now, if you're not sure, and if you're in the 2nd district, you can go to house.gov and search your zip code, and it will tell you who your member is, and it'll provide the link so you can contact your member. And if you have any questions, phone number. If you have any questions, always feel free to call. We are happy to help.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Of course, of course. No, thank you guys for inviting me.
Well, and I appreciate Dan inviting you, and I know that the information that several of our members have given us today is testimony of the good works that you've done. So, yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. I love doing it. I do. I'm a servant. We're all servants, right?
Well, you've done good work, and so thank you very much.
Well, you're most welcome. Feel free to reach out anytime. Happy to take your call or your email and try to help as best we can.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.